Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Here to talk about my mental health journey and the various resources that have helped me get to where I'm at, even with a wrinkled shirt. So today I'm going to talk about just because you can doesn't mean you should. So maybe you can have the courage to get into a brawl, but then maybe you'll catch a court case. Just because you have the balls to do that, and just because you can handle going to jail or losing money doesn't mean you want to, right? So we go around trying to prove ourselves to people who don't care what you do, while they try to prove themselves to other people who don't care what they do. And then when we go too hard at that angle, we aren't really left with any energy for ourselves. And caring about what other people think is tribalism. And tribalism is ingrained in each and every one of us. And so you can't completely escape it, because I think my understanding is it's built in to help us survive. You can't be so rebellious that you fight everybody and are just 100% against society in every single way, because you probably have a very short life. But when you're healthy, there's a balance like anything else. And when you're really healthy, knowing those times, or at least having a solid guess about the appropriate times to do certain things, can make your life a lot easier. So just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Now, values. You got Mark Manson, who's done a lot of great legwork when it comes to that. I personally struggle with values on some level, because other than trying to make the world a little bit better in certain ways, I have certain views. Even that can turn into perfectionism. So values, standing up for your values and doing things out of value, it's a pretty vague thing. But having a balance on that as well. You just got to think about in each situation, and unfortunately some of us have to learn the hard way. How are you going to feel afterwards? What is it? I guess it's sort of oversimplistic in some ways, right? What's it going to solve? I don't know. I mean, every situation is different, right? There's plenty of other situations where that applies. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I'm not even trying to do it in a value-driven way, a moralistic kind of way. Because again, that you can become egoistic about that too. And you can be highly critical of society. Which, again, where's that going to get you? You're going to start becoming negative over that. So your value system is already there somewhere within you. And it's good to figure that out to a degree, right? But I'm just talking about for your health. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. For your well-being. For the big picture well-being. For your own sanity. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And that's it. I'm not trying to tell you to be a good person because you aren't a good person. There's no such thing. And I'm not saying that you can't do good things. But we're all just mixed bags, right? So don't even think about being moral and being just in the moment as much as how is this going to make me the best version of myself. So and that equates to morality too. In that moment, do I give to this charity or that, or but how much? What percent? You can always give more, right? But if you put too much pressure on yourself in that direction, then it'll come back to bite you. Then you'll make the world worse again because you're trying to be too high and mighty. So sometimes just because you can doesn't mean you should. Applies to morality too. Maybe you need to save some money. Maybe you should donate to that charity. Maybe you need a cash cushion because your car might break down. Maybe you should be a little selfish. You should hurt the environment and buy something like a shirt that fits you well and hopefully won't wrinkle as much as this one. Yeah, I definitely hurt the environment by getting a shirt that wasn't one of those eco-friendly ones. But those eco-friendly ones are ugly. Until they get a company that knows how to make a decent shirt, I'm going to hurt the environment. Now, does that make me an asshole? Probably. I could have bought that ugly ass eco-friendly shirt, but I didn't. So you walk a fine line. You do some good things. Sometimes you need to be a little selfish. Sometimes you need to be an asshole. Other times you need to not show off so that you can stop trying to prove yourself to assholes who only care about proving themselves to other assholes. So just because you can doesn't mean you should. That applies to a lot of different things in life. You kind of have to experiment, see in which ways do you need to be selfish and an asshole, and which ways can you afford to be altruistic. Which ways do you need to stand up for yourself, and which ways are you just making your life histrionic? It's a harsh word, but a lot of fucking dramatic people out there. They're not really worth your time or your attention.